right, today we're still going to do series, but we're not going to do finite series. Today we're going to do infinite geometric series, and you only have one equation today. The S stands for the series sum and what it converges to, which means what it gets really, 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 really close to. How come I'm not going to equal it and I'm going to converge? Yeah, because it's infinite, so you don't really get there, but we're going to get really close to this number called S. You know this is the infinite formula because there's not an N here. I'll say that again. You know this is the infinite formula because there's not a what here? An N. So the S without the N is the one that you're going to use when you have an infinite geometric series. A small one. T1 is your first term, and R is your ratio. Do you remember how to find R? So write it down again. So to find R, you're going to take your second term, whatever it is, and you're going to divide it by your first term. So if they give you a series or a sequence, and they tell you to find R, you take your second term and you divide it by your first term. Everybody good? Okay, this won't take long today. So example 1. It says find the sum of the infinite geometric series. And there's my formula right here. All I have to do is plug in. I'm looking for S. I need to know the first term and I need to know R. Okay, the first term's easy. What's the first term? What do I need to still find? The R. Remember we said we're going to take our second term. What's my second term? And I'm going to divide it by the first term. What do you get when you divide -6 by 9? That's not okay. Y'all know better. Math bracket. -2/3. You math bracket. We don't write repeating decimals. Now, if you had a decimal like 0.5, is that okay? Yes, but if you have 0.33333 or 0.666667, you have to math practice. Now that I know R and I know T1, I'm going to go plug into this formula. So the series will converge to, the first term is 9, and put 1 minus. For my R, I'm going to write -2/3. And then we're going to go to our calculator. Practice the calculator part, because that's the part that we struggle with. You're going to type in 9 divided by. Okay, now I'm going to piggyback off what Carly was telling some of y'all earlier. In this bottom, right down here, is there more than one thing going on? Yes, so you have to start with parentheses, even though they're not here. You have to open a set of parentheses up. And then you're going to type in 1 minus parentheses, -2/3. Close them, close them. And everybody should have got 5.4, but I want you to math bracket and get me the fraction too. I want both answers, decimal and fraction. Does everybody agree? So write down both answers. So 5.4 or 27/5. I think Miss Puckett's going to write down the fractions, not the decimals. So make sure you're familiar with the math frac button. What questions do you have? It's really that easy today. Good? All right. Example 2. On example 2, it says find the first 3 terms of an infinite sequence with a sum of 16 and the common ratio of -1/2. So did they give me the S? Yes. What did they tell me it was? 16. Did they give me the first term? No. That's what they want me to find. Did they give me R? Yes, it's right here. So I'm going to look for T this time. So we're going to go plug in. We're going to have 16 equals T1 over 1 minus, do y'all want to use a fraction or a decimal because it is 1/2? Decimal, so -0.5. So please go figure out what the denominator is. What is 1 minus a -0.5? Y'all agree with Angel? He said 1.5? Okay, so algebra 1 here, guys. This says T1 divided by 1.5. So what do I do if I'm dividing to get it by itself? Multiply. And what am I going to multiply both sides by? 1.5. So I'm going to multiply this side by 1.5 and the other side by 1.5. What's going to happen to the 1.5s over here? They're going to cancel. So T1 is going to equal, what is 1.5 times 16? 20 what? Okay, that is the what term? First term. They wanted the first term, the second term, and the third term. If you have the first term and I know the ratio, should I be able to figure out the other two? So let's remember. Ratio means you multiply. So I'm going to multiply 24 by negative 1/2. So please go do that. What is 24 times negative 1/2? Everybody agree negative 12? And then I have to go do it again. Negative 12 times negative 1/2, and we get what? 6. There's my first three terms. Done. So you just plug in what they give you, solve for what they don't. It's that easy. So we've solved for S, we've solved for T. What do you think's next? We're going to solve for R. So we'll do one of everything. Okay, so example 3. Example 3, it says, find the common ratio. So what am I looking for? R. We're going to look for R, just like we predicted. Of an infinite geometric series, if the sum is 16 and the first term is 12. So we're going to plug in everything we know. So I know my sum is 16. I know the first number is 12. I don't know what R is. Now, when you have a problem like this, and it's been a long time since you've done one like this, this is when you put the 16 over 1, and we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to do 16 times the denominator. There's more than one term down here, so we have to put it in parentheses. And then I'm going to do 1 times 12. That's just 12. I have a parenthesis, so I'm going to distribute. How do I get R by itself? Subtract 16. Nice job. So negative 16R equals, what's 12 take away 16? Negative 4, and what's left to do? Divide. So what is R? What is negative 4 divided by negative 16? Nope. 0.25 or 1 over 4. If you divide it upside down, Tay. Always type in the top number first. Negative 4 divided by 16. It's bottom heavy, so the answer should be in the bottom. Big deal? Solving for variables. It's that easy. All right, number 4, we already did an example like number 4, so mark through it. We're not going to do it. Just mark through example 4. We're not doing it. It was just like example 2. God bless you. So number 5 is a little different. Still not hard. It says, what is the value of x? They are asking me to solve for a variable that's not in here. No, it's not hard. And they tell you the series is 1, 4x, 16x squared, and they're telling you it converges. If it converges, what are they really giving me? They're giving me the s. So put an s. That's your s. Did they give me the first term already? Yes. Do I know what r is? Yeah, all you have to do is divide. R is the second term divided by the first term. So what is R? 4x. Do I have everything I need to plug in and solve? Okay, so what am I going to plug in for the s? 2 over 5. Now, if you don't like 2 over 5, let's go see what it looks like in our calculator. What is 2 divided by 5? So if you want to work with 0.4, that's okay. So you tell me, do you want to work with 0.4 or 2/5? Okay, so we'll change this to 0.4. It doesn't really matter. So 0.4 equals my T1, my first term is 1, over 1 minus, what's my R? Minus positive 4x. Okay, so that's what we got right there. Is this just like the problem we did where we solved for r? Say yes. Yes, we're going to put the 0.4 over 1. We're going to put parentheses around the second denominator, and we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to have 0.4 parentheses 1 minus 4x equals, what is 1 times 1? 1. And we're going to go solve that. We're going to distribute. So what's 0.4 times 1? 0.4. Okay, y'all have calculators, so help me out. What's 0.4 times negative 4? Negative 1.6. Don't forget your x. Equals 1. How do I get x by itself? What do I do with the 0.4? Subtract 0.4. So what's $1? Take away 40 cents. Okay, so I have negative 1.6x equals 0.60. What's your last step? Divide. So what is 0.6 divided by negative 1.6? I want the decimal and the fraction. I want them both. What's your decimal? Okay, good. Now math bracket. Because I'm not quite sure which one Miss Puckett's going to put on the test. Oh, there's my 2 answers. Is there anybody in here who does not know how to math bracket? You need to speak up now or forever hold your peace. Okay, the last one we have to do, and then we will have time to work on homework in here, which is something we all need to do. Example 6. So on example 6, they give you a repeating decimal, and they tell you that we could write this repeating decimal as a series where I'm adding continually forever. So let's talk about where it came from. This says 0.45. Well, I think we all get where that came from, right here. Why did they just slap on 2 zeros? Because it's replacing the 0.45. Very good. And that's where it started repeating. And then the next time they slap on how many zeros? 4, because do I already have the numbers before that? So does that make sense? Okay, do I have T1? Yes. Can I find R? Okay, go find R. What'd you get? I heard it. 0.01. They want you to find the sum, and I want it as a fraction. Go, or do it without me. I want the answer written as a fraction. When you're ready, look. Don't look till you're ready. If you don't get this answer, please let me know.